Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Fagan, and this is my persuasive speech on why cyberbullying should be taken seriously. Every generation has its differences, but the main difference for the one today is social media. Nowadays, everyone, even their grandma, has a Facebook account, and toddlers have smartphones and tablets. People are seeing more screens than actual people's faces, which makes it easier for people to be anonymous, which is making people more bold. Cyberbullying is a serious issue in high school, but not all bullying is as harmful as others. Cyberbullying is an intimidating pressure that causes teenagers to become depressed. Teens are struggling on avoiding constant hate, and while fighting these troubling thoughts, young people are developing mental health issues. First, cyberbullying is a type of bullying that happens online to torment, harass, and make internet users feel threatened. The vulgar objective of bullying is to shame the victims, and the bully's intention is to make themselves feel more dominant by producing the victim to feel weak and calling them useless and telling them to kill themselves. This makes the bully feel more powerful and forget about their own problems. In the article called Cyberbullying, published by Gale, a Cengage company, it informs that cyberbullying can take place in any digital environment. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, chat rooms gave birth to cyberbullying. Social networking and content sharing platforms including Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, many others, and video game communities have all increased levels of cyberbullying since they have increased popularity in the cyberspace. Victims can also be targeted through emails, text/direct messages, and many other smartphone apps with a community. Cyberbullying is a deliberate repeating targeting of an individual. Teenagers tend to ruminate all of this negative energy, cheering it in their premature minds, causing many to become depressed, isolate themselves, and develop low self-esteem. A great amount of cyberbullied high schoolers drown themselves in this toxic environment, causing problems at home, in school, and could engage in risky and/or illegal behavior. Also, in some cases, constant bullying becomes so unbearable that the victim starts to develop suicidal thoughts and causing teenagers to become depressed. And some take it to the next level and will actually take their own life. Next, in this new era, smartphones have been the main thing in high schoolers' grasps. So the bully is with the teenager wherever they go. It's a computer in their pocket, the whole world at the palm of their hands. Social media was made to be used occasionally by people, but over the years it became something so much bigger to where some people see it as their lives. So they post everything on their account. Bullies take advantage of this where they can see whatever the victim posted and use it against them. They make fun of how they look, what they wear, the color of their skin, and will say anything to degrade the smaller person. Since phones are constantly in front of teenagers' faces, it is hard to escape the constant notifications that keep making their phones ding. No matter where they go, some high schoolers repeatedly get messages over messages that are filled with negative comments about things that they cannot change. The Daily Beast company, in their article called Teen Girls with Smartphones, stated, "With everything happening on phones, cyberbullies can reach their victim at home, on vacation, even when they're trying to sleep. Most people would suggest unblocking the bully on all social statuses, but getting rid of a rat is not as easy as it seems. The bully is able to make another account or use someone else's to get to the victim and continue to harass them. This makes it very difficult for the bullied victims to get away from the abuse." Finally, since talking online has become such a major thing of this generation, it has become troublesome for most high schoolers to talk to people in person, causing mental health issues. In the article, Cyberbullying, Race/Ethnicity and Mental Health Outcomes, written by Lynn Edwards, she states, bully victims experience a great amount of psychological issues, including the risk of developing multiple psychopathologies, being socially excluded from peers, and experiencing elevated levels of loneliness and develop social anxiety. Social anxiety is a phobia of being judged and overlooked in social situations, and sometimes this fear blooms from cyberbullying. What goes through bullied victims' minds who have this disorder is if they're being judged online, so why not in real life as well? While having these vile thoughts generating in high schoolers' minds, they tend to drop off the face of the earth and isolate themselves. Many give up social media and shut out their friends and family. The feeling of loneliness they feel is so massive that this causes teenagers to belittle themselves and drench themselves in a pool of sadness. Cyberbullying has made it difficult for people to be themselves and has caused many ethical issues. However, cyberbullying usually goes hand in hand with the traditional bullying. Sometimes the faces behind the text messages are familiar, people they go to school with or people around their area. Bullying is a major problem. Cyberbullying is just as serious but not as harmful as it is face-to-face. Also, some teenagers react to bullying in different matters. Some will take the insults and cower, where others will defend themselves. Most teenagers ignore the hate. Many high schoolers have a backbone and to have the courage to protect themselves from the negativity. But there is no excuse to be a bully. Students and high schoolers need to learn to treat people how they want to be treated, not just in real life, but online as well. Many children were taught the ways of sympathy and empathy at a young age, and some forget that this also applies to talking to people on the internet. Teenagers of today are spineless and do not have the respect to give, but being mean is never an option. Cyberbullying is a major problem in high schoolers' lives since the cyberspace is nearly everywhere they look these days. Bullies can easily harass people on social media and degrade their victims' view on many things, such as how they view themselves and their life around them. With so much screen time, students are afraid of or will avoid most or all social interactions. Most bullied victims develop psychological issues from all the poor quality thoughts that stir in their minds, causing them to feel unpleasant and unwelcome. No one deserves to be tormented or emotionally dragged by pixels on a screen, and cyberbullying should not be tolerated. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you.